Good morning, boys and girls. I am going to share with you another book that I just finished reading. And let me tell you, I could not put this book down. It is by a brand new author. This is her first book. The first thing that captured me about it was the title and the cover art. But like I said, I couldn't put this down. It's dark, it's full of twists and turns, it's shocking. I love the fact that it's realistic and honest, and like I said, it's just impossible to put down. I read this book in 2 sittings. So, what is it about? Well, can you imagine being a 9-year-old black girl and being charged with the murder of a 3-month-old white baby? Then being sent to prison for it, real prison, for years. Finally getting out of prison, being sent to a group home. You know, the group homes are those places where bad people go because they need to be taken care of or watched over. They're not allowed to live on their own. Well, that's what happened to Mary B. Addison. She was sent there as part of her punishment for allegedly killing this baby. Now, her mother comes to see her every 2 weeks, and that's pretty much what she has to do with her mother now at this point. Now, her mother is the type to make sure everyone on the outside thinks she is the best person alive. Her name is Dawn Marie Cooper, and she was Alyssa Richardson's babysitter. Alyssa was 3 months old the night she died, the night that she was left with Mary and her mother, the night that changed Mary's life forever. Now, after Mary has survived jail, she's trying to survive the group home. The group home that is run by this old caseworker who wasn't good at just being a caseworker. And this group home, it's full of crazy girls that are trying to steal from, harm, and at some points even kill Mary. Her one kind of freedom is volunteering at the nursing home. Now, volunteering is a requirement. It's part of her living at the group home. But it's Mary's release. And while she's there, she meets a boy whose name is Ted. She ends up pregnant with Ted's baby, and what she wants out of life, her grand plan, is to keep the baby and to go to college. Mind you, she's not in school, and she is being punished for allegedly killing a 3-month-old baby. Now, in order to keep her baby, she needs to set the record straight. No one in their right mind is going to let a baby murderer keep a baby. The struggle to get the important people to even listen to her seems impossible. I think that's something that many of us can relate to when we try to talk about something and we feel like the people in charge just aren't listening. And that's one way that the author just does a great job with this book. She makes Mary so relatable. But I'll come back to that in a little bit. While we are reading Mary's story through her eyes, there are snippets from the media that are kind of intermingled in there. Now, these are magazine articles, newspaper articles. We see transcripts of interviews with the police, interviews with Mary's cellmates, her mother, and other various pieces to kind of put things in perspective for us of how the outside world views Mary. Now, I chose this book because I knew it was going to push me outside of my comfort zone. It is a protagonist that is different from me, that I really don't have much in common with at all. This book made me think about people that are not just like me. It put me in the shoes of somebody that is not like me. And I really liked that about it. It made me think about situations I'd never been in, that I'm not very familiar with. And it put me in the mind of someone who is living a life harder than I could have ever imagined. Allegedly was an eye-opening book for me. I was shocked by the information about the criminal justice system that was in there. The fact that Mary was treated so horribly in the group home and nothing was done about it. And that's just awful. When Mary's social worker found out that she was pregnant, the first thing they wanted to do was make her get rid of the baby, whether that was through adoption or abortion. They didn't even consider the fact that Mary may want to keep her own baby. Now, what I liked most about the book, aside from it pushing me outside of my comfort zone, was the writing style. I cannot believe that this is Tiffany Jackson's first book. She did an outstanding job of capturing Mary's voice. The word choice and the sentence structure are just so realistic. I was just totally amazed with the way that I felt like I knew Mary, that Mary was sitting in the room with me. A second thing I liked about this book was Mary's character. Her character is so relatable. Even though her situation is not something I can even remotely begin to imagine living through, I'm still able to relate to her struggle. I relate to her struggle to get along with her mother. I mean, who of us don't get along with the people that take care of us or other authority figures? Um, Mary's struggle with mental illness in her own life and in her family is something that I personally can relate to. And her desire to persist no matter what is definitely a relatable feature or characteristic that Mary has. Her situation is impossible, but the author has a way of making Mary seem normal to where I can still relate to her despite that. Mary shows that even through the impossible, it is still important to focus on your goals. It shows that humans find a way to survive. This book made me really think about social justice and race, which is something in our headlines today, things that I know that you all are thinking about already. And this book is a great read for anyone who wants an idea of what it's like to be in the mind of someone different from them. This book is a book I will be thinking about for a long time to come, and it's one of those that will stay with you. So I hope you guys pick it up, and I can't wait to hear what you think about it.